Welcome to RV Academy. In cost management, I discussed what is flexible budget. Flexible budget means a budget which is prepared to find out what are the various expenses at different level of activity. So suppose if the factory is working at 50% capacity, what are the expenses incurred? It will be known to us. With the help of that, they ask us to prepare an estimated flexible budget at the capacity of 60% and 80%, 100%, etc. When we are preparing the flexible budget, so we have to see the expenses part, which already I explained: fixed expenses, variable expenses, semi-variable expenses. Fixed expenses remains constant at all the levels, whether it is 50%, 60%, 80%, 100%, at all levels it remains the same. Variable expenses goes on, varies, increases when you are increasing your capacity of production. It decreases when you are decreasing the capacity of production. Semi-variable, to the up to certain extent it is fixed, beyond which it is goes on, varies. These three expenses are very important to work out the flexible budget. Now let me take one problem and work out flexible budget. From the following information, prepare a flexible budget and estimate profit at 60% and 80% capacity. Capacity at 50%, volume 10,000 units, selling price per unit 200, material per unit is 100, labor per unit is 30, factory overhead per unit is 30, out of that 12 is fixed, administration overhead per unit 20, out of that 10 is fixed. 60% capacity, material cost per unit increases by 2%. Selling price per unit falls by 2%. 80% capacity, material cost per unit increases by 5% and selling price per unit falls by 5%. This adjustment should be taken care of. Now, see, at 50% capacity, what are the expenses incurred by the organization is given, it is known to us. With the help of this, I will fill up 50% capacity, then I will go for 60 and 80% capacity. Now, at 50% capacity, they ask us to find out these two. This is already incurred. These expenses are already incurred at 50% capacity. They are estimating, they are asking us to estimate for 60% and 80% capacity. 50% capacity, they are producing 10,000 units, it is given in the problem. At 50% capacity, 10,000 units are produced. Selling price per unit is 200, that we have to take it at the end. Material per unit, 100 rupees, 100 into 10,000, total amount 10 lakhs. Labor cost per unit, 30 rupees, 30 into 10,000, 3 lakhs. Prime cost, 130, 13 lakhs. Factory overhead, it is given total 13 rupees, out of that 12 rupees is fixed. 12 rupees into 10,000, 1 lakh 20. Variable cost 30 minus 12, 18 rupees, remaining 18 rupees into 10,000, 1 lakh 80. Factory cost comes to 160, 16 lakhs. Administration overhead total 20 rupees, out of that 10 rupees is said to be fixed cost, 10 and variable is 10. 10 into 10, 1 lakh. 10 into again 10, 1 lakh. This will be called as semi-variable. Fixed 12, variable 18. Again here fixed 12, variable, fixed 10, variable 10. Total cost 180 into 10,000, 18 lakhs. Even if you add these two, 3, it will come to 18 lakhs. Profit we don't know. Sales price is given. Selling price is 200 per unit. 200 minus 180, the difference will be 20. This will be called as the balancing figure. We calculated the profit. 200 minus 180, total cost 20. There is no selling and distribution expenses. In case it is given, we have to take it as selling and distribution, how much variable, how much fixed. It's not given, so this becomes the cost, total cost or cost of sales. 180 plus 20, 200. 200 into 10,000 comes to 20 lakhs, and 20 into 10,000, 2 lakhs. This information is very much available in the problem. Now I will work out for 60% and 80% capacity. I will fill up all these columns. How I filled up, just I will tell you. Material cost is increased by 2%, it is given in the problem. At 60% capacity, material cost increased by 2%. 100 plus 2% comes to 102. 102 into 12,000, 12,24,000. Labor cost per unit is not changed. Per unit I will take it as it is, 30 into 12,000, 3,60,000. Total of these two comes to 132, 15,84,000, that is called to be the prime cost. Fixed overhead, remember, fixed overhead at all the levels remains the same. So even at the level of 12,000 units, total amount I have taken here, not per unit, total 1,20,000. 1,20,000 divided by 12,000, 10 rupees per unit. As and when you increases the production, fixed cost per unit comes down. When you increase your production, fixed cost will be less always. It comes down. So variable cost 18 rupees, whatever is given here, 18 into 12,000, 2,16,000. Factory cost comes to 160, 19,20,000. Administration overhead, again fixed 1 lakh is given, total 1 lakh, 1 lakh divided by 12,000, 8.33. Variable cost per unit is same, 10 rupees, 1,20,000. So 1,20,000, then 178.33, 21,40,000 is the total cost. Profit is don't know. Sales is decreased by 2% is given. 200 minus 2% comes to 196. We have to minus 2% out of selling price. 200 minus 2%, 196. 196 into 12,000 comes to 23,52,000. So the difference comes to 2,12,000. 2,12,000 divided by 12,000, 17.67, or else 196 minus 178.33, it comes to 17.67. I filled up this column. Now we go to the next part. At the 80% capacity, material cost per unit increases by 5%. Always we have to take 50% as the base. 100 plus 5%, 105. 105 into 16,000 units, 16,80,000. How I calculated these two? 10,000 units at 50% capacity. So I calculated 10,000 into 60 by 50 comes to 12,000 units. When you increase your capacity of production from 50% to 60%, production capacity is increased, so units also get increased by 12,000. Similarly here, 10,000 into 80 by 50, you have increased your capacity from 50 to 80%. So your production goes up to 16,000 units. 105 per unit, 105 into 16,000 comes to 16,80,000. Here it is not changed, 30 rupees I took as it is, 16 into 30, 4,80,000. Prime cost becomes 135, total cost comes to 21,60,000. Fixed cost, even in the case of 80% capacity, whatever capacity it is, it remains the same. 1,20,000, 1,20,000, total amount I took divided by 16,000, I calculated per unit. So you can observe at fixed 50% capacity, 12 rupees per unit decreased to 10 when it increased to 60, and 7.50 when it is increased to 16,000. Variable expenses 18 into 16,000, 2,88,000. Factory cost 160.50, 25,68,000. Administration overhead 1 lakh. Here also I took it as 1 lakh. 1 lakh divided by 16,000 units, 6.25. Even you can observe 10 from 10 to 8.33. From 8.33 to 6.25, because when you are increasing your production, automatically fixed cost per unit comes down, but total cost remains the same. Variable 10 into 12,000, 1,20,000. 10 into 16,000, 1,60,000. Total cost 180. Here 18 lakhs, 178.33, 21,40,000, 176.75, 28,28,000. Profit we don't know. Sales He said the selling price per unit falls by 5%. 200 minus 5% comes to 190. 190 into 16,000, 30 lakh 40. The difference between these two is called to be the profit 2 lakh 12,000. Here also same thing, 190 minus 176.75, 13.25. So that is this will be the balancing figure in all the levels. This will be the balancing figure in all the levels. This is how we have to work out the flexible budget. One expected problem for 14 marks in section C. Please carefully work out the remaining problems of your own. Please like, share and subscribe my video. In my next video, I'm going to start with standard costing and variance analysis. Thank you.